Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. Coming up in this evening update, we're going to look at that radar as we cross into the 8 o'clock hour and beyond. Some lightning and some hail reported across the region. HutchesWeather.com can keep you updated. Your forecast details coming up
Now, a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, we'll get you started with what's going on right now across the region. Lightning flashing across parts of Lakes Country just south of Brainerd in Minnesota. A fairly organized cluster of windy thunderstorms making their way to Malacca and north of St. Cloud right now. And again, quite a bit of lightning pushing into the north side of St. Cloud, Foley, and on towards Gilman on that Highway 10 corridor right there, just north of town, north of Becker. This is going to drift to the north of the metro area, but we'll be crossing the I-35 corridor with some of that locally heavy rain. A little closer to home here, Fargo has had a few showers, and thanks to all of you who shared some photos tonight of beautiful rainbows now checking out to the west. Minot area reporting some hail on the ground as this system worked its way to the south, and now the heaviest of the rain is just about to push over the I-94 corridor. So we're talking about Burleigh County, Morton County, all the way out towards Kidder County, and I'm not kidding. Steele is going to get some heavy-duty showers of rain pushing in the upcoming minutes, and of course, Tuttle is going to see a heavy shower, as will Robinson and, well, just exiting the Wing area. We do see some showers pushing out of the Lake Sakakawea area on the south side into Mercer County at this particular time. And now as we take a look out to the west for northeast Montana and beyond, we still have a few showers showing up out there. Gusty winds have been a problem today, with some of these winds gusting substantially high. Some snow showers, southern Michigan, heavy rain in parts of Indiana and Illinois, also moving off towards Virginia and West Virginia are some soaking showers, while things are finally quieting down in the deep south after days of rain there. Now, our forecast has some hitches in the proverbial giddy-up, and here's a couple of things that I'm keeping my eyes on. Number one, the 7-day planner. Let's start there. We're going to have temperatures with a setback tomorrow because this weather wiggle that's bringing the rain showers and thunder tonight will bring north winds tomorrow. That cools us off, but it's right back to a sunocalypse on Friday. Sunshine and warmer temperatures that climb through the 60s on their way to 70 degrees on Saturday. Sunday looking good for the early half of the day, and our southern counties will warm, including Fargo, into the 60s. But up north, wow, we're going to have rain and some showers and rumbles of thunder into the evening. By the overnight hours, this could be mixing with and changing over to snow to some areas, and there could be some accumulation. The thought on this from me is that most of the accumulation will be to the north, but we'll have to watch it because many models disagree. We'll take a quick look at some of the most latest models now, a little rebound after that system works its way through. I want to point out here that there are several models that go out in the mid-range forecast that we can look at. Here's the very latest from a what I like to call a mid-data run. What do I mean by that? We measure data with weather balloons across the United States and across the world, and that we use that data on the different layers in the atmosphere to initiate the model. We put in the input data from these weather balloon soundings that only happen twice a day. And then we press go on the models, and this is the output that we show you in different facets. Now, this is the mid data run, meaning it started at 18Z or a little bit earlier today from data that was estimated by the models. So it's not at a time where we actually have input from those weather balloons, which are very critical in my humble opinion. Oftentimes these mid runs at either 6Z or 18Z can run more afoul than the other models. Let me show you this run here though, just for giggles, as that low moves through showers, thunder as we go from Sunday night and into Monday, and the American model here showing that we'll have a fair amount of snow working its way through, and now it's back to heavy with gusty wind. Oh my goodness. Can this be true? Well, let's take a look at that European model. It has gone back and forth too, so it's still far enough out as we go from Sunday into Monday, carrying most of the snow chances along the international border into northern Minnesota, Sunday and into Monday. So both of these models do agree. What about a couple of other models? Let's take a look at the good old Canadian model here. And as we take a peek at this one, we see similar looking features with this, with showers of rain. This model keeping it mainly rain until we get to midnight on Sunday. And look at that. Isobars aplenty, meaning windy, and then some snow showers pushing through as well. That's, again, the Canadian model. Now, we'll throw in one more model to boot, and this is the called the Icon model. It's a German run model, and this one here shows also that we'll have some unsettled weather moving through, and now it's got snow along the international border. So, 4 models, 4 of them show a spring storm moving through. The one thing we're sure of, it looks wet for many in our area. And yay, we'll take it with drought conditions that have been absurd in parts of Montana and the western Dakotas, and even into northern and central Minnesota, places that are moisture starved with severe drought index. But all that said, it looks very wet. But will we see white? My gut says yes. Best chance north of, let's say, Highway 200, but we could have a few wraparound flakes the way things go. And if the American model is onto something, we could be talking about some more serious snowfall potential. So here's a quick peek then at our region, and let's look at the snowfall potential and compare models just like we did here. Heading out through the forecast period, here comes the snow. And let's see, let's go ahead and take a peek at this particular snowfall product here from the model from Germany, the ICON model, mainly along the border, 1 to 5 inches more in isolated places. Now that's a look at that model. Now to the Canadian model as we go in reverse order here. And oh no, look at this. This Canadian model has some very heavy snow, over a foot. Way too early to get excited about any of these, but it does show the potential with this wet system for a band of locally heavy snow. And I've said this many times, with these large scale models here, they tend to overblow the aerial coverage of the heavy snow, but it's not, oftentimes they're not too far off on the amounts in isolated areas. We'll keep that in mind. Again, that is a look at the good old-fashioned Canadian model. Now the European model, Hutch's model of choice, when we're going out into time frames that are beyond 2 or 3 days. Let me pull up the total snowfall amount here. And here we go. As we head into the weekend, it does look like most of the snow here, 1 to 4 inches, isolated higher than that, mainly north of northern Minnesota. Could be upwards of 6 inches in a few of those spots in parts of Manitoba and Ontario. And the American model, hold on to your britches here. This one has really blown this thing up a couple of different times. Now this looks a little bit more realistic, but it does have a couple of bands pardon me, of heavy snow moving through North Dakota, the eastern half, and into Minnesota. It will rain and there will be precipitation out to the west, but will it be snow? That is a look. My thought, snow north of Highway 200 could accumulate to over 4 inches in a few spots, more north than south, but we will keep you updated right here. Thanks for watching Hutch's Weather, and if you tune in tomorrow at 4:30, I'd really appreciate you helping out and supporting this week's Weather Kid with comments and encouragement. Well, it's Lachlan Carney from Centennial Elementary School helping Hutch do the weather, 4:30 Thursday on my Facebook page. You can leave comments also on my YouTube channel where you see Lachlan. You can sign up your kids to help Hutch figure out this wild weather we're having at hutchesweather.com anytime, thanks to my fine sponsors at Luther Family Ford. But for now, thanks for all of your photo uploads tonight. They've been fancy, a lot of rainbows. I'll show you more on them a little later. Follow me on Facebook, hit subscribe on YouTube, and have an awesome evening.